A new study just showed the number of young girls who aspire to be wives has dropped 22% in the last 30 years. For the first time ever, young girls are prioritizing career, financial independence, and personal fulfillment over marriage. Well done, ladies. Well done. Women now see marriage as a possibility instead of an inevitability, something to be pursued only in a healthy and stable relationship. Let's keep it going, ladies. I want to see another decline in the next 30 years.
All right. So you guys saw all of that. Marriages and births are declining. And this woman she's happy about this. She's very ecstatic about it. And she says she wants to see another decline in marriages and births and everything like that. And I would assume that would mean another uptick to, women, working and all of this and all of that. So for all the stats that are going down, she wants to see them go down further. And for all the stats that are going up for women, she wants them to go up more. This is not shocking at all. This is typical feminism. As you guys know, I'm not the king red pillar around here. I used to have a red pill channel, kind of left that space. It got toxic and just got repetitive and kind of crazy. But every so often, it's fun to take a trip down memory lane for educational purposes and just give you a different perspective, a more even keeled perspective. I want you guys to understand there are a lot of different kinds of women in the world, but in America right now, we really only have two. It's this woman, and it's the woman that she's going to eventually become. And in this knowledge, you just need to understand why you have to avoid them. This woman right here, she's destructive. Anybody who talks against family is a destructive person, and you should never listen to anything they have to say. Obviously, women listen very intently to what feminists have to say. They disregard family. They disregard children. They don't care about anything except themselves. Very narcissistic, right? Feminism is a very narcissistic thing. It's very destructive. It only leads to the downfall of nations, which is why many nations like Islam, all the Muslim nations, they don't go for it. But that being what it is, you guys see how destructive this is. And you can also see why the male version of feminism, the red pill in some aspects, would be also destructive, because they tell you don't marry, they tell you don't date, don't have kids, all of that. It's destructive. It will collapse society, and it eventually ends up, just being brain rot for the person who's consuming it. Now, like I said, when it comes to women like this, there's two kinds. There's this woman and the woman she's going to become. And I'm going to show you the woman that this woman is going to become.
In college, I dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife and you didn't have to work? I was honestly offended by that question, because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I know. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done.
I had a chat with a friend of mine last night who was complaining about how women don't want to be housewives anymore, and they just want to have a career and they want to work and they want to hustle. And it was just insane, because I looked at him and I was like, who on earth wants to work? And he was like, every woman, they want to work, they don't want to be at home, like they don't want to be taking care of the kids and whatever. And I was like, name me one woman that wants to work right now. Like, there's no woman on earth that just wants to work and hustle and whatever. Like, it doesn't.
The girlies are quitting their jobs. McKinsey just released their Women at Work Report 2024 edition. And what they found is that about a third of women are planning to leave their jobs.
Pretty much every video I post about careers, I get a ton of comments from people saying, I just don't want to work. Like, I don't know, no job sounds appealing to me because I just don't want to work. My own story of the path I was on in my 20s, I did quit my job at 31 as a marketing director.
I took a few days to kind of chill out, cry all my tears, get all the anger out before I made this post. After 17 years of teaching, I resigned from my teaching position.
All right. Now, you guys see, this is the other side of the coin. So we started off with a woman who was ecstatic that women are not getting married, and the birth rates are falling and everything like that. And she says, I want more women to not get married, and I want more babies to not be born, and I want more women to go into the workforce, and I want more promotions for women, and I want women to focus more on themselves and no family and all of this. Now you can see why it's so destructive, because what does she eventually become? The woman who was originally talking was probably 22 to 25, right out of college, either right in college at the tail end of her college career or right out. Now you see these women who are in their early 30s, early to mid 30s. They're burnt out. They're all burnt out. They're all looking for the exit ramp. Guess what? You have to build the exit ramp. You can't just get off. This is what you signed up for. This is what you wanted. You wanted to be the girl boss. You went out there and you became the girl boss, but you didn't boss hard enough. You didn't become the CEO at the age of 33. You didn't do that. So now you have to, now you're finding out it's a rat race. The thing that men were trying to prevent you from suffering, you went headlong into it, and now you're stuck there. These women are all looking for the off ramp. So the woman in the beginning, she will 100% become these women who are crying on the camera and looking for that off ramp. At no point in time did they decide, I need to cultivate a relationship with a man and make him my husband and work a little bit and then come up out of that and then raise my kids. That's not what they wanted to do. They didn't want to multitask. These women wanted to focus on themselves. Okay, well, you focused on yourself, but the men focused on themselves as well. And then they moved on and they either went MGTOW or they went red pill or they got married and had kids, and now they're not available for you. So now there's no off ramp. You guys are going to think to yourself that these women are going to have their come to God moment. And at some point in time, they're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to just go hardcore traditional. I'm going to become a traditional woman. I'm going to become a new trad con. I'm a vote conservative. I'm a live conservative. I'm a have a conservative lifestyle, yada, yada, yada. I'm a submit to a man, have his kids, cook his food, and clean his clothes. You guys probably think that these women are going to become desperate. And once they get some sort of salvation from a guy, that they're going to stick with that. You would be wrong. And I'm going to let Andrew Tate tell you why.
I knew a chick who was with a dude, and that dude was a piece of shit and used to beat her up all the time. She used to stay with him. Anyway, part of it excited her. Part of it was just like, well, maybe I'll get beaten up. Maybe I won't. Ooh. I know it sounds bad to say, but it's the truth. When he eventually went to jail and she got with a normal dude, she was out every night drinking and cheating on the guy because he was just boring. I can go out drinking with my friends and he won't beat me up when I come home, so fuck him. He's a pussy. It's amazing, the female brain. It's crazy how it all works. After all this trauma, Joe Schmo, who's good to her, is not going to appease her in any way. He's not a diamond billionaire. He's not on the run. Because she's living her life in fear for all these months. From the bank, for him, getting large sums of money, flying around the world with large sums of money. All these things. It's emotional. It's emotional. It's emotional. What kind of emotion? Because females are emotional creatures. What kind of emotion can the average man now give her? You gonna go for dinner?
All right. So what Tate is saying is that these women are addicted to the roller coaster. They're addicted to the thrill. I promise you, as a 40-year-old man, I've seen this. I've worked in the professions. I've worked in engineering. I did 10 years in the military, and I've seen the women do the strong, independent thing and then get burned out and then try to go traditional. And just like Tate was saying, they can't let it go. They cannot let it go. I promise you. I am not trying to go full red pill here. I'm just trying to give you a more meaningful, even-keeled perspective. I'm not telling you to not date. I'm not telling you to not marry. I'm not telling you to not have kids. I'm telling you, don't do it with a woman who's burned out, because she's going to go back. I promise you, just as night will always follow day, she will go back. She's addicted to it. This woman was in college and she was doing all the drugs and drinking all the alcohol and having all the sex that she wanted to have. And she was hooking up with this guy and hooking up with that guy. And she was being told that she's strong, independent, girl boss, the whole thing. Go out there and do as much as you can for as long as you can. And she did it all. She had all the thrills and she loved it. And then she got into the working world and she started working and she was strong and independent. She didn't need a man and she was better than you and she was making money and she didn't need a man and all of this and all of that. Now she's burned out. When you save this woman, if you save this woman, if you get with a woman like this, and I promise you, she's going to put on the TradCon clothes. She's going to put on the chameleon personality. She's going to say all the right things, do all the right things. If you are white and you want to get you a white woman and she's like this, oh, all of a sudden she can't stand black guys, even though in college she hooked up with 50 of them. She's going to be anti-immigration, and she's going to be, anti deletion of children, and she'll go to church and all of it. She's going to do everything perfectly. And when you give this woman a kid, 5 years into that relationship, 5 years into you saving her from herself, you know what she's going to do? She's going to put a ripcord, and she's going to divorce you, and she's going to go right back to all of this. These women do not want salvation. They want the thrill. They're in it for the love of the game, as the kids say. Now, a year or so ago, I did a video explaining in a somewhat scientific way why this is. If this video does well and you guys want me to rehash that, I'll do that. I'm not going to take up too much time on this one, but there is a real reason why these women cannot be saved from themselves once they start down this path. This is also why men typically date younger women. But like I said, I'll go into that at a later point in time if you guys want. I'm just simply telling you, if you guys think that the woman that you just met during the holiday season, during, going into the new year and all that, if you think this woman is actually traditional, she's not. She's looking for an exit ramp. The U.S. economy is in the toilet, and it's never getting out of the toilet. We're in a situation where, everybody's going to have to work. The retirement is going the way of the dodo. Nobody's retiring. Both people are going to have to work. Like, we're in a really bad place right now. These women are looking for salvation. And even if you give it to them, I promise you, they won't appreciate it. They will betray you. They will go back to the streets. I don't even want to say the streets. They'll go back to strong and independent. They will go from TradCon to feminist almost overnight once you save them. They're just looking for a break, and they can't be saved because they're addicted to the rush. They're addicted to being able to have their own money and be able to come and go as they please and being able to hook up with the different guys. They simply want a way out. And most of these women are saddled with student loan debt. I think the average student loan debt in America right now is like $40,000 or so for women. I think it's like right around 20 to 30 for men, but $40,000 is a lot of debt to walk into a relationship with. So like I said, I'm not telling you guys to not marry. I'm not telling you to not fall in love and all of this and all of that. I'm just telling you these women can't be saved. These women at 30, they've been girl bossing and went to college and done all of that. I would say be extraordinarily careful, especially if they hit you with that TradCon stuff, because the TradCons are the ones who are doing all the divorcing. It's not like there's no divorces happening, below the Mason-Dixon line. That's how these people would have you believe. They would have you believe, oh, when you go to the South, nobody gets divorced because we're traditional. It's like, did you guys not see what happened with Steven Crowder and his wife? He tried that stuff, and look what happened to him. So don't believe the hype. I'm not going to discourage you guys from relationships, but just understand, a lot of these women are looking for the off-ramp, they're looking for salvation, but they won't change. They're addicted to the thrill.